The term drone usually refers to any unpiloted aircraft, sometimes referred to as unmanned aerial vehicles. These crafts can carry out an impressive range of tasks, ranging from security operations to package delivery. Drones can be as large as an aircraft or as small as the palm of your hand. A drone is a remote-controlled flying object possessing certain capabilities like capturing images, recording videos, delivering objects, and so much more. Some of the advantages of drones are: it can be used in the media industry, it can be used in botanical gardens and wildlife conservation, it can even be used to track the vehicle that does not follow rules in traffic. A normal drone can fly up to 35 to 40 kilometers per hour on an average. A fixed-wing drone can do from 70 kilometers per hour. A DJI drone can cover up to 10 kilometers distance. A quadcopter can fly from 4 to 8 kilometers. However, Ogochukwu Okoye says his drones can go as much as 80 kilometers per hour.
I'm an engineer. I'm also a tech enthusiast. I'm a drone developer. Growing up, I like caterpillars, earth movers, you see, graders. I always like watching them, or large trucks. Those are things I liked. When we were expecting my first child, I was thinking of something special for him. I remember growing up, my dad doesn't buy toys that don't have batteries. All my toys growing up had batteries, something that is either use a switch to control or a car you can actually ride. He didn't have much money, but he made sure those were the things he liked to buy. And taking them apart as a child is part of what you see now, me getting interested in electronics and all that. So I wanted my son to also have something disruptive, something new to play with. So that's where I got into drones. So first few ones I made, I was convinced it wasn't actually, it's not a toy. People look at this and say, it's not a toy. It's actually a very dangerous thing. It can injure you. So from that point, I knew it's not something a child will be playing with. So, but getting it to fly, the first one I made, getting it to fly it was so nice. It was so rewarding seeing it fly, even though it crashed. But I was so happy. Yeah, it did crash. In fact, it flew away, and I had to run after it. I was lucky it didn't damage somebody because it fell inside somebody's compound. My training as an engineer forms a part of the things I do. In fact, where it will help you more is your ability to research. Being trained as an engineer means when you're looking for when you're checking the internet for an information, you know what to throw away and what to take in. You know where to innovate, where you can jump a process. You say, okay, I see I'm C, B, A, B, you're going to A to Z, but B, C, D, you don't need it, you jump, it gives you an edge, but it's not really the principal thing. You can actually learn this thing without having a formal training. Most of the items we use, like the frames, like these ones, you can see this one, these are polystyrene. This normal, you see those foams they use to pack electronics? These are, so we can get it, sometimes we pay people to scavenge it for us, then you can cut it into the shapes you want. There's also a foam, there's a polystyrene company somewhere in Udu here. Sometimes they have the right, because it's not all, it comes in different densities. By density I mean what happens to it when you press it. You understand? If the density is very light, it won't be able to support the weight of what you're building. So we usually buy from there. If they have the right density, you buy in bulk and then you cut it into the shapes you want. The electronics all come from China. That's where you can get the. I've interacted with some academicians, some professors who would want us to be building these things. The electronics, to make it ourselves. It's not impossible to make. It's not, we can make them, but the cost of things like electronics of that nature, the getting it cheap means you have to make it in a large quantity, and the amount of people involved in this is not enough for you to actually start considering doing the thing yourself. It won't turn any profit. So quicker for us to just buy these things from China. So China is the source of all our components, or maybe some from America, but Chinese is the best component to get for the price. Something not too expensive, something that's easily affordable. But it's not mainstream. It's not something you sell to people, and it's not a toy. I can't emphasize this enough. It's not something you just give anybody you see. For example, someone who has this can fly it. May put something on, even if you don't put anything on it. Make, like I told you, the very first one I made, the one I said that crashed. If it fell, the average weight maybe weighed like 1.5 kg, and it was flying at about 100 meters. So, and from there, it started falling. By the force of the engines and the pull of gravity on it, by the time it gets to the ground, it will have acquired a lot of kinetic energy. So if it should just fall, I'm not talking about you trying to use it maliciously to injure somebody. I'm talking about a mistake. You're flying it and you lose control, and what goes up will eventually come back. Now, by the time it's coming down, it becomes a projectile. It could injure someone. So it's not something you start hawking. Someone should come and buy it, because if someone should injure somebody with it, you have to take part of the responsibility. So there are times I've developed some of these things for students who are running their projects, usually undergraduate projects or postgraduate projects. You know this is just for academics, you understand? And people who are also interested in the hobby, who I deem responsible. At some point, some people came together, I'm not sure which office, maybe it's the office of the National Secretary, I'm not sure what meeting they had, and they now said drones are banned. There's this small quad I built. I don't know what happened. Immediately I put it on. I was flying it on the floor, it was quite stable and I was very pleased. So I now switched into altitude hold. Altitude hold means to hold a position. It's not going to go up or down, to just stay at an altitude. It can be floating around, but it won't go up or down. So that allows you makes it easier for you to, control it. So and when I now switched to that altitude hold, it just went like a rocket into the sky. It went so high, and for quadcopters, because all the sides are the same, it's just an X, looking, what's it called? Is it asymmetrical? It's easy to lose orientation, and I did not have any maybe LED on it, maybe a blinking light too. So at that point, the height where it was, I couldn't understand if it's facing, this way or that way. And then this was right in front of this place. Look around, there are cars everywhere. Remember my first experience. If he should fall, and that one is even heavier than that other one. If he should fall out from the height where he went, God, it would be bad. Now, even if he falls this side, it won't be much of a problem. But you see these other estates, they have big cars there. All these new model cars. If he falls there, I have to pursue him from this house because she'll say, she's been warning me. So I just kept trying to see if there's a way I can bring it, to come and laugh for where. I tried for where. Then, because I wasn't seeing it very well, it has gone so high. It was the sound I was using to estimate whether it's going this way, the one big plane was now passing. So the noise of that plane now covered the noise of my quad. I couldn't hear my quad when that plane was passing. Before that one finished passing, I couldn't see the drone again. Now, for weeks, I had to sit here waiting to know if he fell somewhere and damaged something. Because you cannot tell. The only thing I did was, at that point when I saw the way it was falling, the way it was moving, I cannot control it. I just directed it away from this general area so that to fall, after this estate now, I have some bushes before you get to the road. So I just wanted to fall somewhere, towards that bush area. So I believe that's where he fell anyway. But he was lost. I couldn't, my RC link is about 1 kilometer plus. So by the time he said telemetry lost, that means he's gone over 1 kilometer from me. So how? There's no way to find it. If I find a way to move myself forward, of course I'll take it. So I'll say, don't give up, keep moving, keep doing something. Don't say it's not working. check online, check on YouTube. There's something to learn. You can't stop learning. Because the day you stop learning, that's the day you start dying. So you keep learning, keep moving forward. And then collaborate. There are people who know more than you do. There are people who are exposed to funding more than yourself. There are people who are better than you. Let's face it, you're not the best. Somebody else is better. You can learn from them. You can teach people you're better than. You can contribute to people who you have more, maybe information, more fun to. You can give, if you collaborate, you can move further. A lot of things I'm doing now is a product of collaboration. Okay, where I don't have enough money to do this, I just speak to somebody, and then I'm thinking of making a craft that can stay airborne for at least 2 hours. So it's very expensive, but I didn't do it by myself. I just spoke to 1 or 2 persons who were interested and we put funds together. It's still a work in progress. Be steadfast, be consistent, persevere, don't give up.